All right, we're going to talk about the difference between search and social. And I kind of feel sad I have to sometimes tell this to people because for me as marketeers, I think it's very obvious what the difference is, but sometimes it's really good to really understand because I was actually reading newspaper. It's it's actually right here. There's a newspaper from Belgium. If you don't speak Dutch, don't worry. But actually, it was an article explaining about it was an interview with the CEO of Just Eat. The ordering system, just like Deliveroo, where you order food online, it comes to your doorstep. And it was a very interesting thing because yeah, look, all our money goes into Google, search. So people that are looking for stuff, and we're ranking number one. And all our money goes there because that's showing performance. And Facebook, we don't do that, or LinkedIn, we don't do that because that doesn't deliver us money. Like we can hardly see any return there. And it kind of struck me that it was a very short-sighted view because if you see a Facebook ad and you go to Google and find something, well, the first touch point was something on social, and then you go to Google. So there has to be demand generated before you go to Google and perform an action, basically. So it was a very short-sighted view on how digital marketing and how a mix of digital marketing is put into place. So I kind of really want to stress out the difference so you understand not just how to run your ads, but also, get you into the mindset of, hey, there is a big difference. Now, if you go to search, I'm just going to bring on Google, but you can do Bing, and there's so many other search platforms as well. But just going to name the biggest one, which is Google. If you go to Google, you really have an intent. You have an intent to find something, to find some information. So if you look at search, the most important thing for you as a marketeer is if people look for something and your search ad is there, is to be relevant. People type in finding the 7 best dashboards, business dashboards, and your ad has to give you the 7 best dashboards or dashboards that really make sense for the user. So the goal in search is really to be relevant. Now, in search, people are really busy. They're looking for stuff. They need to solve a problem. They're searching for something. They're looking for food. They want to find the best place to brunch in New York. They type it in, and they want to have 3 answers where they're saying, okay, these are the 3 best brunch places. So you have to be relevant. Your visitors in search are busy, and that's why in search you need to have what we call a search angle. So your ads are really tailored about somebody's looking for something, and I need to make sure that I match his expectations in the best possible way. Now, the problem I see in most campaigns is that if people come from a search site, that they're trying to run LinkedIn ads in the exact same way, and that does not make sense. Now, I'll explain to you that in search, these are the 3 things. You have to be relevant, your visitors are busy, and you have to use a search angle. Now, in social, there's a big difference. In social, I mean any social platform, meaning Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, any platform where you're spending your social life on, I would say. So in social, there's a big difference. In social, you need to be unexpected. The reason why is you're not going to LinkedIn to find something in particular. You're not going to LinkedIn to say, damn, I'm really looking for a new pair of sneakers, or really looking forward to doing or seeing an ad about, doing business or spending my money on company XYZ. You're not doing that. You're really just there to connect with people, as I mentioned before, is also just to connect with people, be smarter at the end of the road, learn something new. That's where you go to those platforms. So the goal of your ads in a social is not to be relevant, but to be unexpected, is to really draw the attention because people are not looking for you. You're just, well, I guess you could call it bothering. You're just bothering them in between something they want to read above and something they want to read below, and your ad is right there. So the goal is for you to be unexpected. Now, a good insight as well for me is that visitors in social are bored. Meaning, you're not really bored. I mean, it's not like you're going on LinkedIn and you're like, oh, I'm super bored. What the hell is doing this? But meaning with bored is like you have some spare moments. You have maybe nobody to chat to. You're on a bus, or you're in a car, or you're just walking from one meeting to the other meeting, and you have nobody to talk to, or you don't have any connections, or you don't want to, you don't have anything to do. So what you do is you pull up your phone and you start scrolling and seeing if you can find something interesting to, please the mind until you get to the next meeting or at you arrive at your destination. So think about it in the context that your visitors on social are bored and you need to find a way to be unexpected. And that's where the social angle comes into play. And the social angle is really about drawing the attention. It's not about being relevant, it's really about drawing the attention of the right user and showing them something that is relevant for them, but in an unexpected way. Like a template for people, but I'm not just going to give you a lot of examples. We'll do that later on in the course, but really something that they can say, hey, you know what, I went to LinkedIn and I actually found something really useful to use in my meeting, for example, that I'm heading towards. So just for you to know that there is a big difference if you're coming from search and you want to do LinkedIn ads, or if you're coming from Facebook, and I'll explain them a little later what the difference is between Facebook and LinkedIn. There's a very big difference how you approach the channel. Social people are not just going to convert and buy tomorrow from you, except if you like have Corona proof. Yes, I'm shooting this in the Corona proof or in the Corona timing, but unless you're selling Corona pills, they're not going to buy from you today. They're not looking for something, so you need to offer them something else until they have that mindset of actually it's a nice company to buy something for, and it's a very different mindset, and it's very important before you start running ads to have this mindset in place. All right, looking forward to the next course. See you there.